Oh, Lord. Angela was so caught up for a whole 7 minutes. But listen, hey, YouTube. Hey, YouTube. Now you can hear me, right? And all that needs to happen is somebody needs to click unmute. But I digress. It's over here on Twitter still. But when you begin to choose your ideal life, something happens to you. You get excited about it. And when you get excited about the ideal life that you have chosen, yes, what happens? When you get excited about the ideal life that you have chosen, something happens. You are led to do what? To stay faithful to it. Right? You don't have to force things to happen. And when I say force things, that's exactly what I mean. Didn't Tank sing it? It's a country song. I can't make you love me if you don't, right? You cannot force things to happen. You can't. But if you choose the type of experiences you want to have by first differentiating between an experience and a thing, you're good to go. Let me reiterate that for those on YouTube. Hey, YouTube, Shea Butter and Jeff Al. When you choose the type of life you want to have, you get in there in the nitty gritty, but we start with things because sometimes we think it's the thing that will bring us the life we want. No, a thing is just a thing. But for that thing to take shape, you have to give it life, which is to choose where you want to put it. When you breathe life into it. I gave you the example, but we're going to do it again because it's YouTube, right? If you say, well, Angela, I really need a job because I got to pay these bills. Well, first of all, you're looking for security. The job implies security. But we start with the thing. The thing is not the end. It is just the means to an end. But what is the end? What is it that you want? You want stability. So when you look and you say, well, I want stability in life, what would imply stability? A lavish, steady, dependable income, consistent with integrity and mutual benefit, would imply stability. It covers all the bases because that's how you choose. You don't just say, I want a job. Yeah, and look at what's happening in Quebec. Hmm? Amazon has closed in Quebec. Without a care of all of those people, right? Closed in Quebec. And now what will they do? They want stability. So how does one get stability? By selecting stability. And under the umbrella of stability, so if you will, if you're going to practice this, you draw an umbrella. It's just like a half of a moon, you know? And now you draw one little arrow out from under the umbrella and you say money, because that denotes stability. You're looking at the umbrella of stability, which would mean money, health, family, companionship, a safe home, a safe neighborhood. All of that is stability, is it not? So now when you say, I want a life of stability, okay, now you know what stability means and what it looks like. But when you just start saying things like, I need more money in the bank, I need a new place to live, I need this, get to the truth of what it is you actually want to experience. I'm telling you, when you draw the umbrella and the little spokes that come out of it to say what stability represents, and when you finally get everything under there that you're looking for, that fits under stability, and you sit back and you look at it and you go, well, those are all the things that means stability to me. And there will be a sensation of relief. Why is that? Because you got everything under there that you want under there. And when you look at that umbrella that you've drawn and you feel the stability every day, you get up and you look at it and you go, oh, look, because here's what's going to happen. Something under that umbrella is going to show up and you check it off and you go, check. Another thing, you'll go through the day, another thing will come there, you go, oh, 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 check. And you will begin to notice that all of the things you put under that umbrella of stability are showing up in your life. But they're not showing up, and you are saying, oh my God, I don't know what to do with that. I don't know. I don't know where this is coming from. What a coincidence. No, no, you're not doing that. Why? Because you have intentionally selected stability. Now, what if you wanted it for love? Because now all of these little umbrellas are just pieces to the puzzle of what? Your existence. So now you have the umbrella of love. Love will keep us together, right? So what does love look like? Because love is a real big word. It's a real big word. But let's chew it up, shall we? Like penguin food. Chew it up. What's it look like? Trustworthy friendships, long-lasting friendships, great companionship, laughter. All of those things come under the umbrella of love. So what happens now? You go down the street, you meet somebody, you make friends. Oh, look, check. You go somewhere else, you meet somebody, you guys are cracking it up, you're laughing. Oh my God, check. So now you go back and you look at the collage, the quilt of your life that you're making. And you say, oh my God, look at what I did. Mind you, creation is finished. You selected the things you wanted in your life. You chose stability. And you're looking at that piece of that patchwork of quilt and you're like, oh my God, all of those things showed up. And I'm living those things. Won't he do it? Is the first thing we say sometimes. Right? So now what if you say you wanted children in your life? What kind of children you want? Because let me tell you something, Linda. If you're not specific, let me tell you. Oh, I was specific, all right. I said, I want me a son. I'm going to name him Noah because Noah was obedient. We know how this goes. Obedient? Nah, this child thinks for himself. And I'm like, no, I actually didn't want obedient. Because obedient would mean he does not know how to think for himself. The great news is he came into this world knowing what he was going to be. I'm just going along for the ride. But at least I was intentional. And he is obedient to a degree. To a degree. He thinks and he asks questions. He's obedient unto himself. But get in there and start under the umbrella of children. What do you want? You want to give birth naturally? You want to adopt? What? You want fur babies? What? You see, this is how we create our ideal life. By making it smaller. How do you mean, Angela? Shouldn't I dream big? Yes, always imagine grand. But when I say smaller, I mean smaller pieces that show you the bigger picture. The picture of the puzzle on the box is the big picture. But to put the big picture together, you need the smaller pieces, which means you've got to identify what those smaller things are in your life, those creature comforts. Once you select them and you are happy with your choice, you're not hemming and hawing and wishing and hoping and praying. No, you say, ooh, I put this choice here, this choice here, this choice here. Remember, those are seeds. Those are seeds in the garden that is your life. And the same exact principle applies. For those of you who are avid gardeners, what have you done? selected your seeds because you know what you want your garden to be like. Your life is a garden. You want thorns and thistles? If you're going to have thorns in there, they better be attached to them roses. So you get in here, you get into life, and you start to look at the smaller pieces. And that is how you create it, by identifying what you want to experience. And once you've put that little picture together, it will make you feel so good. Because now you're doing all 3 steps. What are the 3 steps, you ask? Simple. Know who you want to become. When you know who you want to become, well, begin to rehearse in imagination what you would be doing if you became it. Hmm. And when you start to rehearse in imagination what you would be doing if you became it, oh my word, a feeling naturally arises in your bosom. Yes, it does. Trust me, I know. Because if I say a particular name to you or a particular circumstance to you, you're going to go off into a completely different feeling, aren't you? You will feel. And I didn't force you to feel. I just incited you to feel. So step 2 incites a feeling from you. It triggers you then. Let's use a word that these young people are using nowadays. Step 2 will trigger you. And the way that you are triggered, is the way you will behave. Hello? What I say? The way you are triggered in step 2 is the way step 3 will have you behaving. So this is why step 1, you should know who you want to be. And when you begin to experience or rehearse in imagination what you would be doing if you were that you said you wanted to be, it's going to have a feeling that comes along naturally. Why? Because creation is done. So the feeling will emerge. So you see that feeling that you get? It better be in confirmation or correspondence to who you say you are. When you say, I am that, I am, well, what is that? Do the actions match who you say you are? Or do they contradict? The funny thing is this, we never contradict. Oh, Angela, are you sure? Oh, fully. What do you mean we never contradict? Because as a man thinketh, therefore he is. You can pretend all you want, but the very essence of you will show itself in the world, and you will only ever be in confirmation of who you say you are. Oh, but I didn't say it out loud. You think we speak with words? No, we don't speak with words all the time. Because there are things that you don't say. Your grandmother ever give you a look? You sitting in church and she gives you a look, she didn't say a word, but you know somebody's gonna get an ass whooping when they get home, right? She didn't have to say a word, but you knew. You knew what she was when she gave you that look. The devil in a blue dress. That's what you knew what she was. Oh, this is an experience talking, is it? Yes. So that's what I'm saying to you. Deliberately choose who you say you want to become. Deliberately choose that. Intentionally choose it. And naturally from there, you will begin. People say, well, Angela, I can't visualize. Yes, you can. Oh, yes, you can. You can see things. Something will trigger you because we have 5 senses, right? Something will either trigger you to see an image, or something will trigger you to hear. Something will trigger a smell. Something will trigger a taste. And something will trigger a touch. Which one are you? We all have different ones that are stronger than others. So whatever that trigger is for you, that's the strongest sense you've got. So you use that one. If you can remember smells really good, what is a smell that would imply you were the man or the woman you wanted to be? Hmm? What smell would that be? Would it be Flo Smiles? You walk by and the whole place smells like fresh bread and pastries? Or would it be a cologne, a perfume? What? Oh, good morning, sunshine. Oh, your boy is awake. What would what would that thing be? What would that smell be that gets you? That triggers you and you see it in your mind's eye or you hear it in your mind's ear? I hear you. But keep singing. What would that thing be? You begin now to experience or rehearse in imagination what you would be doing. And we always rehearse. How many times have you rehearsed cussing somebody out? Mm-hmm. We always rehearse. We always rehearse. You ain't doing anything new. We always rehearse because that is what we naturally do. Because creation is finished. You just go ahead and rehearse. How would you know what to rehearse if creation wasn't finished? Mm. But don't let me prattle on this morning. Don't let me prattle on, okay? I trust that now things are a little bit more clear because when we do things, when you begin to look at your experiences in life and you say, okay, look, I don't like this one. That's nice. Okay, so you're just going to complain about what you don't like? Or will you use the thing that you do not like to trigger you, to show you what you would prefer? You see, but we never follow through with complaining. We just complain. We don't follow through. How do you follow through with complaining? You let it show you. If you're going to say, oh my God, I don't like that, what do you like instead? That's how you follow through with complaining. I don't want that. What do you want instead? This is how you move from a place of complaining to a place of creating, or AKA selecting the type of life you want to have. Allow the thing that you don't like to show you what you would like. And when you start to see it, now you're living from that place, that new place. You've got new wine now. When you begin to see what it is you want to become, instead of just complaining about what is, you're starting to see what ought to be. And when you're seeing what ought to be, you have new wine. And you can't put new wine in the old wine skins that you're leaving behind because it's going to bust wide open. You're going to waste your wine. So if you're going to spend the time to look at your life and say, ooh, I want this, you have to commit to it because you are now becoming the new wine skin. We don't stay the same. So if you say, but I've been trying, Angela, I've been trying. What did Yoda say? Do or do not. There is no try. That's what he says. Do or do not. Do or do not. It's as simple as that. But as Confucius would say, humanity likes to complicate things. So what are you going to do today? Well, pencil and paper and eraser, those are great places to start. Also, drawing an umbrella. Listen, I don't care how creative you want to be with your umbrella because I am no artist. I just put a little arch on the page and start drawing little lines and putting little words under there for what I want that umbrella to signify. But that umbrella, write the word stability, write the word love on top of the umbrella because that is who you say you want to become. You have to become stable. Oh dear. How else would you reap stability if you are not the seed of stability? So see all of the things that signify stability and you become them. Well, how do you become them? First of all, once you're finished that list, and you feel it in your chest, you have become it. Because you can feel what it means to you. So now you've become it. But you have to consistently be it. You don't get up today and draw it, and tomorrow you say, shit don't work. How you gonna find stability? You planted the seed of stability, and because it didn't sprout fast enough, you dug it up. I keep telling you the story of bamboo. Me personally, I'd like to meet the person who planted the bamboo the first time. That's who I'd like to meet. Because now that is some tenacity, if you ask me. Bamboo does not break the surface for 4 years. So you out there in this field, watering an empty field, and your neighbors are looking at you. Well, look at George. George is crazy. He's out. He must have done lost his mind just watering an empty field. See, he plucking weeds and things. 4 years later, oh look, the bamboo has sprouted. So you see, persistence is required. So when you draw your umbrella of stability and everything it means to you to be stable, you get up every day and you immerse yourself in what it feels like. Is that all I do? You're living, aren't you? You don't just draw it and sit on the couch and eat bonbons and hope for the best. No, you have to live. Get up and go out into the world. How else will you come across it? Huh? When you plant the seed in the garden, you have to go out there every day and water it and pluck weeds, do you not? And make sure that when it sprouts, that the bunnies, in all of their cute glory, don't come along to eat it. So that means you got to get up and do something every day. Live. You go do your chores. You go to work or your job hunt. But as you do those things and you live and you engage in life, whatever you have planted, you are nourishing, and it shows up for you to take advantage of it. I trust today that after 7 minutes, YouTube, of silence, that we get what it means to create our ideal life. Because if you think about it for a moment, it is the precursor to your quote unquote vision board. That's what I mean when I say people want to know what to do, but they don't want to know why. They don't want to know or understand the inner workings of it. So now you know the next time if you're going to build a vision board, you know why the vision board works. Not because you cut out pictures and stick it somewhere. That's not what makes it work. You make it work by imbuing all of those things with what you say you want to become. That's what we do. But anyhow, I gotta go and start the car. Don't ask me how cold it is. Don't ask. That's okay, I'll tell you. Oh my God. Minus 27 degrees Celsius. Oh God. My God, my God. Why has that forsaken me? Minus 27 degrees. Oh God. I have not started my car all weekend. Oh. Listen, when I was 14, this was not the life I had planned for myself. But here we are nonetheless. Oh my God, I think my whole body just got cold. Uh I was not expecting that, but that's not even factoring in the wind chill. But that's all right. I will take all the warm thoughts and fuzzy feelings you want to send my way today. The good news is I did put on my thermal underwear. You know, your long johns. Oh yeah, I put those on. You better be wearing thermals in this. But you know, I digress. Today, as you go out into this world, I want you to understand you have not been abandoned at all. No, my dearest, you've not been abandoned in any way, shape, or form. You just didn't even know you had a companion. You didn't know. Now you know. If you don't know, you better ask somebody. But that's another story. You now know. You now know that you have a companion. Who is this companion, you ask? Remember the mirror exercise? You should still be doing it, by the way. The mirror exercise? You get up and you look in the mirror. At first, it feels kind of funny and awkward and weird, like, ew, right? Sometimes it feels that way. It feels icky. But the more you do it, you're going to realize something. You're going to see your true self. Oh, yes, you shall, dearest. And when you see your true self, you have discovered your companion, hidden yet of. What do you mean, Angela? When you are, your eyes see, but what's behind the eyes? There is an awareness behind the eyes. That is your companion. It's not something separate from you. It's just that you've seen it, but you've not seen it. You have seen your companion, but did not recognize the companion because you thought you were just looking at yourself. But yourself is saying to you today, I am here. I am. So you get in there and you, what do I want? What do I want to become? And just sit in the silence and allow the answers to emerge. Oh, but Angela, what if it tells me something bad? Oh dear. See, we've been conditioned to fear ourselves. Let me ask you this, because this is what scripture means. When it says in scripture, if you ask for bread, I would not give you a stone. If you ask for fish, I will not give you a snake, right? Do you know why that is? Because it says, you who have children, you would do the same. They ask for bread. You're not going to give them a stone. You will give them bread. So is this thing against you or for you? You tell me. So today, comprehend. Comprehend what happens when you look into your eyes. Comprehend what happens when you ask, what should I become? Who do I want to be? Comprehend what happens there. Your greatest and highest good. Yeah, but my family, it's okay. We're not talking about family, we're talking about you. Remember what happens when we dig into the past? We recreate the past from the seeds, the remnants. But when we go into the imagination, we create a beautiful existence. They have the exact same modus operandi. The old memory that you have experienced over and over and over again sets down a neurological pathway that you live by in your brain. But when you go into the imagination and you continually and persistently rehearse that, you also will set down a neurological pathway. But only one of those neurological pathways is the one you want. And that is why you don't dig into the past. You dig it up, you give it life. But when you selectively, intentionally, deliberately plant, which is to experience in imagination what you would become, rehearse it. Now you live that neurological pathway. That's what you're doing. Every time you persistently do something, you are setting down a neurological pathway in your brain. Every single time. So don't think I'm teaching you magic, because there isn't such a thing other than magic is a word for the law unknown. But you know the law now, don't you? Mentalism, the all is mind, the universe is a mental creation. As above, so below, as within, so without. Why? Because everything is moving from where it is to where it is going. The seed is moving from seed to sprout, right? But in the end, it becomes the fruit. So you're moving from seed stage to fruit stage. So you have to remain persistent. And that, my beautiful friends, is where I will leave you this morning. We'll get the chime. You had chicken, so we'll get the chime. I think that's the only chicken we'll be having around here for a while. But I digress. And as you hear the chime this morning, become curious. Who do you want to become? And know that all things are possible. What do you mean all things are possible? The moment you can see it, sense it, feel it, touch it in your mind's eye, you've given it life. And as long as you persist in it, you give it form. So all things are possible. So the next time you say all things are possible, understand how. Don't just say all things are possible and hope for the best. Understand why it is possible. Once you get the image in your mind's eye, you give it life. And so long as you persistently give it life, it takes form. Ask the seamstress, ask the baker, ask the painter, ask the sculptor. They'll tell you, as within, so without. That is how all things are possible. Because you give it life. But you know what? Let me get this chime because I'm tired of hollering. We'll get this one. See if we can inspire some sunshine today. Hello? Minus 27. I'll come to those hand raises. Be patient with me. To the hair and the And normally I do the countdown here, but I forgot to say hello to people. I was so caught up. Shea Butter. I see you. Good morning, Jeff. Hey. I see you, YouTube, Facebook, and TikTok. Oh my goodness. Twitter, well, you know how Twitter is. Twitter is as Twitter is. But let's scroll all the way and now start. Hello, David. Welcome. Tamisha. Hello, C. Mr. Custom. Miss Fawn. JV. Shea Butter. Hey, girl. Lashana, I see you. Amen. Owl. Moon and Dolphin Duck. Hello, Thick. Honey. Hello, Michael. think you meant to give a thumbs down, but
It's a mistake.
I know. Listen, we gotta tell Isaac about these emotions, eh? Miss McQueen. Hey, girl. I figured you were driving, so I didn't want to encroach. Oracle Treehouse and Flow Smiles. Thank you all for being here on this glorious day. Now, tonight, I don't, we, you know what we have tonight at 10 p.m.? We have the bowl and the chime. We won't get chicken because he'll be asleep. But that's what we do. We just every Monday at that same time we meditate, and that's at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if you want to be a part of that, sure, join us. But then Tuesday through Friday we read Neville Goddard. I don't know which one we're going to be reading this time. I have no idea, but we'll get there. And that's 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So with that, YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, Twitter, I'm gonna see y'all later. Fan base, they kick it with me while I boil the water to make my tea and pack my lunch. But I gotta start that car first. Cause Lord have mercy. Anyway, I'm gonna see y'all around. Twitter is closed. Peace out.